Welcome to Night Combos.
Welcome back. Hobby's here.
Hey, Hobby.
Hey, Lovey.
Hey, y'all. We got a lot to talk about, kind of, in this video. But first, real quick, we just want to say, real fast, thank you so very much to all of our subscribers. Thank you all so very much for staying with us on our YouTube journey and everything into the new year. We greatly appreciate it so very much. We truly appreciate all of you and all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. We truly appreciate all of you. And if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos, all of the things, and we would greatly appreciate it so very much. Okay, y'all, so we know that DipJip had been saying for a while that, and Google, for some people, that rely on Google for their information, that DipJip has been saying for a while that her due date was January 22nd, right? And we most of us anyway know that Google can be wrong, and it can, but Google can be wrong and GYPSY lies, okay? So we got to figure all this out. Y'all look at this. I Googled this just simply to try to pull up some information, right? And to simply get a conception calculator pulled up. And I literally Googled, if I gave birth on December 28th, when did I conceive? Okay? And do y'all see what Google said? It said if you gave birth on December 28th, you likely conceived between 11 and 21 days before that. And even if it would have said weeks, it would still be wrong. But y'all, Google can be wrong. Google's a funny place. But it leads us into this. So I literally typed into Google after that happened, if I gave birth on December 28th, when did I conceive? If I'm a human, like I literally had to type that in. Like that's bad when you got to type that into Google. Like seriously. But anyway, Google should know that I'm a human talking to it, but not an animal or anything else. But regardless, y'all see what this says. If you gave birth on December 28th, based on a typical pregnancy length of 40 weeks, you would have conceived around March 29th. It's highlighted. Google highlighted it, okay? March 29th, right? Okay, so I fact-checked that using the calendar, and that really is correct. But, y'all, okay, so that takes us back to, y'all will remember on Good Morning America when GYPSY was in her little white dress, sitting there on her couch or whatever, and announcing to the world on July 9th that she was 11 weeks pregnant. She was 11 weeks pregnant on July 9th, right? Okay. Well, some of y'all have been on this field trip with us before, but some of y'all haven't. So we're going to take a little field trip back to 5th grade real quick, and we're going to go back to 5th grade sex ed. We're going to take a little field trip back there for a second, okay? So a lot of us know, but some of us may not know, that, okay, you literally got to have an egg and a sperm to make a baby, right? Okay. So what happens is and your ovary, for a female, your ovary releases an egg every month, okay? So you can have sex, okay? And a sperm can live, not a sperm, well, a sperm, mini sperm, however many sperm, whatever. They can live inside of a woman's uterus anywhere from 5 to 6 days. Okay, and they can kind of hang out in there. Just because you had sex today does not mean you'll get pregnant today. You could get pregnant today, but you could get pregnant 3 days from now. Literally, okay? It all depends on when the woman's ovary releases that egg into the fallopian tube, which then leads into the uterus. Okay, so the ovary will release the egg into the fallopian tube, and then the sperm will come and say, hey, how you doing? The egg says, hey, nice to meet you. They mingle. The one sperm, only one sperm, goes in to the egg and says, hey, I like it in here. And they swirl around, dance around, make a baby, right? Okay. And then the woman carries the baby in the uterus for 9 months. Got it. All right. Now we're going to leave 5th grade sex ed class, and we're going to come back to now. Okay, great. That was a fun field trip, right? Okay, now, do y'all notice these dates again? It says if you gave birth on December 28th, based on a typical pregnancy length of 40 weeks, you would have conceived around March 29th. Okay, if y'all remember...
What has society come to that we're having to dive this deep into GYPSY conception?
That's so true. That's so true. But the society has come to freaking white knight dip white knighters. That's what society has come to. And so we have to call out Gypsy's lies, okay, and be that, I guess you could say, petty about it, and call out her lies and prove her to be a liar so that people can open their eyes. That's why a lot of people have opened their eyes to who Gypsy is. That's why.
Gotcha.
But thank you for your question, hubby. Because it is bad that we're having to look this deep into when somebody dad blame conceived and what day they conceived on. But, y'all, we're talking about Gypsy, okay? And she lies. And we all know that. But back to this. This is saying 40 weeks. Okay. If you gave birth on December 28th, based on a typical pregnancy length of 40 weeks, you would have conceived around March 29th. Okay. March 28th, the day before March 29th, is when she said that she left Ryan. Y'all remember that? Okay. So, Gypsy says that she left Ryan to go and stay with her. Well, what she told Ryan was that she was going to stay with her parents for the weekend. Daddy Rod and stepmommy Christy's house, for the weekend. But the next day, when Ryan left for work, her and Krusty Christy went to Ryan's apartment that morning to pack up Gypsy's things, and she left, okay? And Ryan came home literally to his wife being gone and all of her things being gone, and him never seeing her again. From what he says, he never seen her again after that. Going back to this statement right here that Gypsy made on her social media page, she said she left Ryan, March 23rd, not 28th. So my bad. Sorry about that. March 23rd. Had a period April 17th. Made love with Ken and only him April 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Conceived on May 4th. And positive test on May 24th. And then in all caps, Ken is the father. Y'all remember when she said that? Well, my thing, first of all, is, and we both know this from what we've been through, do y'all remember in the documentary and Gypsy talking about this on social media that she was seeing a fertility doctor because she wasn't having regular periods, which is odd because you normally would not see a fertility doctor for that. You would see your regular gynecologist for that, okay? Not a fertility doctor. And they said that they may have to put her on birth control or something like that to regulate her period because in prison she was allegedly told, in her words, she was allegedly told that she had irregular periods. So she was trying to get her period regulated, and was supposedly on birth control. So that none of that even makes sense. But anyway, this literally, it makes me think of one of Nina's videos from yesterday when she said that, like, talking about all this is like doing mental gymnastics. And that is so true. But good thing I took gymnastics for years and years and was a cheerleader. And then I took psychology too. So that's a good thing, because talking about GYPSY and trying to get all her dates right and all her lies straightened out and everything for her, because she don't know how to straighten out her own lies, really is like doing mental gymnastics. It really is, y'all. We all know, though, we can't take Dipsy GYPSY's word on anything. So we don't know that she actually had a period on April 17th. We don't know that she actually made love with Ken supposedly on April 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, conceived May 4th, and a positive pregnancy test on May 24th. We don't know that for sure, okay? But we do know for sure that she made a statement to Good Morning America and the whole world on July 9th that she was 11 weeks pregnant. Okay? So y'all can see here, July 9th of 2024, this past July 9th, was a Tuesday. Y'all remember, most of y'all will remember this, but many of you may not know or may not remember. But Ken said that GYPSY was a new week along in her pregnancy every Wednesday. Okay? So.
Wait, baby, you didn't finish what you were saying.
What? Oh, my bad. Okay, what I was saying is like, so we would know what, like, especially with what we've been through. We've been, for many of you may know that, or not many of you. A few of you may know this or whatever, but Hobie and I have been to fertility doctors, okay? Not doctors, but we went to a fertility doctor. Okay, some of you may know that, but regardless, they send you for blood work each month when you're trying to get pregnant to make sure you're ovulating, and they can see, one, if you ovulated, and two, they can see, the exact day you ovulated on. So for her to say that she conceived on May 4th, like she knows definitively, then that would mean that, and she said that she was seeing a fertility doctor. It wasn't supposed to be to get pregnant. She said she was seeing it for her irregular periods, which is odd. But regardless, for her to be able to say she knows for a fact she conceived on May 4th, then, I mean, the only way she would know that for sure, for a fact, is if she really was seeing her fertility doctor, like, to get pregnant or something, is what I was trying to say, is what I was getting at a second ago. So, yeah. Sorry, y'all, for not finishing that thought. I apologize. But we say all that because we're going to need y'all to keep all of this in mind. Everything we've said so far, like, keep it all in mind when thinking about this whole situation. But going back to the calendar right here, July 9th was on a Tuesday. That's when she announced she was 11 weeks pregnant. So, thinking about it, okay, was she saying I'm 11 weeks pregnant because the very next day, which would have been a Wednesday, and remember, Ken said that on each Wednesday is when she would turn a new week pregnant. And GYPSY later, confirmed that, yes, on Wednesday I turned a new week pregnant. They were talking about it in a live. They've talked about it on videos on their TikTok, whatever. Okay. Was she meaning that the very next day she was going to be 11 weeks? So she went ahead and said, I'm 11 weeks pregnant? Like, that's what most women would mean. Or did she mean I'm 11 weeks and 6 days pregnant, and then the very next day she was going to be 12 weeks? We don't know. We don't know what she meant, because it was on a Tuesday and she said I'm 11 weeks pregnant. To most women, they would be like, oh, when they're 10 weeks and 6 days, and they know the very next day they're going to be 11 weeks pregnant, they'll be like, oh, I'm 11 weeks pregnant, So, but we don't know with Dipsy GYPSY if that's what she meant or not. So we're going to look at both. We're going to look at it both ways. If she meant that she was fixing to be 11 weeks the next day, or if she was fixing to be 12 weeks the next day. So if we assume that she was going to be 11 weeks right here on July 10th, and you count back 11 weeks to see what day she would have conceived on, we'd start counting 1 right here, the 3rd. Okay, 1. So on July 3rd, she would that's 1 week. Okay, and then we're counting backwards 11 weeks. So 1, y'all can see 2, 3, 4, 5. The 29th is a 6 weeks right here, or 6 weeks. Okay, the 29th was 6 weeks. Then 7, 8, 9, 10 right here. So 11 weeks will be right here on the 24th of April. Okay, y'all see that, right? Okay, that's it. That's if she was turning 11 weeks the very next day, July 10th, because she announced she was 11 weeks pregnant on July 9th. But she turns a new week every Wednesday, right? And July 9th was on a Tuesday. So if she meant she was going to be 11 weeks the next day, on the 10th, July 10th, then that would mean, okay, 11 weeks before that is when she conceived, which would be April 24th. And just stick with us for a second. That would be April 24th. We're not even talking about March yet. This would be April 24th. And if it was going to be 12 weeks, that would be right here on the 17th. That would mean she conceived then on the 17th, April 17th, 12 weeks before she made that announcement. That's if she was going to turn 12 weeks the very following day, the very next day. Okay? Because every Wednesday she's a new week, right? So she apparently or allegedly left Ryan on March 23rd. Now, we just took that field trip back to 5th grade SCX class, okay? So, who was she sleeping with? Because she said she made love to Ken on... Okay, I had to check that. So, yeah. She said that she was with Ken, and only Ken, on April 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, conceived on May 4th, right there, and then had a positive pregnancy test on May 24th. Okay, I'm not understanding there, Dipsy Gypsy. Because if you were 11 weeks pregnant, if we're going by what Dipsy Gypsy has told us, y'all, she said she was 11 weeks. And she announced that on July 9th and said she was 11 weeks. Do y'all see the math ain't mathing? Do y'all see that? And she supposedly left Ryan, her husband, on March 23rd, which was the month before this, okay? Because we're in April now. So, and, you know, like we were saying in 5th grade SCX class, you know, sperm can only live in you for 5 to 6 days. It can't live in you this long. She said she wasn't with Ken until the 27th. And then the 28th, 29th, and 30th. But regardless, the first day that she was with Ken was the 27th. So this does not make sense. She would have conceived on either April 17th or April 24th, going by what she said to Good Morning America. And when she said that she was 11 weeks pregnant on July 9th. So that doesn't make sense. So who was she with between the time that she left Ryan on March 23rd and the time that she apparently conceived on April 17th and 24th or 24th? Who was she with?
I don't know.
It wasn't you, was it?
Definitely not me.
I mean, the only two men that will have anything to do with her at this point in time is Ryan and Kenny Boy. So what's going on, Dipsy Gypsy? I had to come back here to the post to check it, y'all. It's April 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th is when she said she had a period on April 17th. So that don't even make sense.
No.
So what the heck? Anyway, but she said she was with Ken on April 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. So it don't make sense. Now, y'all remember those dates I just showed you on the calendar, okay? Now, if you gave birth on December 28th, based on a typical pregnancy length of 40 weeks, and y'all, if someone says they're 5 months pregnant or whatever, that doesn't mean like, it means like in 28-day increments. It doesn't mean like full months that have 30 days or 31 days and this, that, and the other. Doctors, they determine your due date and calculate how far you are in pregnancy and all that in 28-day increments. So every 28 days, you're a new month. That way they can keep it even, because different months have different amounts of days in them, right? So that's why doctors count it up in 28-day increments. And that's how they get a 40. That's why they say like you're full term at 40 weeks and you're overdue at 42 weeks. Okay, but you're technically 9 months pregnant at 40 weeks. Okay, but if you gave birth and you carried your baby for 40 weeks and gave birth on December 28th, then you likely conceived around March 29th. Now look at this. We know that Dipsy Gypsy was a high-risk pregnancy, and with most high-risk pregnancies, doctors will schedule a cesarean section or C-section about a week, like anywhere from 5 days to like 7 days before your due date, so that they can be in control of everything, so that they don't have any surprises, or so that they don't take the risk of you going into labor and your water breaking and all of that. Because it could be risky, hence high risk pregnancy, okay? So they schedule a C-section for about a week, like maybe 5 days to a week out from your due date, before your due date, so that you can come in and they can have control over everything. They can go ahead and give you an epidural, all of that, and get you ready and just do the C-section. And that way they can keep track of your blood pressure, your oxygen, everything. And they do that anyway, even if you give birth naturally. But I'm just saying, so they can keep track of everything going on with the baby and you. But this says, if you gave birth on January 2nd, assuming a typical pregnancy length, which would be 40 weeks, you would have conceived around mid-March, approximately March 15th. Okay, she said she left Ryan March 23rd and then wasn't with Ken until April 27th. Now, this makes sense. If she had a due date of January 2nd and then they went back 5 days, that would have made her give birth by C-section on the 28th of December, which would mean she conceived in mid-March, which means this could absolutely be Ryan's baby. So if he truly signed those papers saying that he knows this is Ken's baby and he gives up all rights to the baby and doing a paternity test and all that, then he's absolutely a Looney Tune, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a sorry man, in my opinion, to do that. Because why would you want to live your whole entire life not knowing if this baby is yours or not? I mean, just look at the inconsistencies. If y'all really look at everything we've said, the dates we've showed you, the dates that GYPSY said and what we've showed you according to what she said and what is actual fact, what we know to be fact. And tell us what y'all think in the comments down below. Seriously, what do y'all think? I mean, I've always said, like, I pretty much think that this is Ryan's baby. Like, 99% believe this is Ryan's baby.
Yeah.
Unless she was sneaking Ken into her and Ryan's apartment when he would leave in the morning to go to work, to go to school, to teach. You know, maybe Ken was sneaking over and they were sleeping together. If that was occurring, then yeah, it's a possibility it could be Ken's. But with her hypersexuality that we know she has, I do not believe that she just was not sleeping with Ryan. I believe she was absolutely sleeping with Ryan all the way up till she left him. The day she left him, I truly believe that. She's too hypersexualized to not believe that. And you can look in her book and tell that she's, you know, hypersexualized, but, or has a hypersexuality. It's weird saying it that way. But seriously, y'all, what do y'all think about these dates and everything that we've said? Also, this picture has come into play even more since our last video because of all the bracelets on GYPSY's wrist and people being curious about it. And it's different for different hospitals with the different colored bands. With most all hospitals, the colors mean the same thing. But y'all will notice Ken also has a bracelet on. And nobody has mentioned that. But Ken also has a white wrist bracelet on, hospital bracelet on. And GYPSY does too, right there at the front. And then you can kind of see right there in the back she does as well. The baby, when it's born, they put the hospital bracelet, the identity bracelet. The white bracelets are identity bracelets. And when a baby's born, they put it around the baby's little ankle. And normally the hospital gives you 2 bracelets. Well, they don't give them to you, but you know what I'm saying. They'll give 2 bracelets, up to 2 bracelets, if you need 2 bracelets. If you're there on your own as a single person giving birth, whatever, you don't need a second bracelet. You don't need it, fine, whatever. But most of the time, those 2 bracelets go to the mother and the father. And they're alarm bracelets, meaning like nobody can go anywhere with that baby off of that floor, off of the birthing floor, other than the mother and the father, or the mother and whoever their support person is that they choose to give that second bracelet to, you know, that has a right to carry that baby around, is what I'm saying. So they have their alert bracelets on. Ken has one, she has one, and the baby has one. Prevents people from just walking off with somebody's baby. And then y'all see that she also has the yellow, red, and blue bracelets on. So the yellow bracelet is a fall risk bracelet. This could be because she had a planned C-section, like what we were just talking about, and the epidural is still in her system because it takes a while for an epidural to wear off, and it could still be in her system, and she can't be up walking around or trying to go to the bathroom or be up walking around with the baby because she could possibly fall because the epidural is still wearing out of her system. The red bracelet just simply means you're allergic to something, and they normally have written on that bracelet what you're allergic to, like penicillin. A lot of people are allergic to penicillin, so they wouldn't want to give you certain type of medications like, you know, penicillin or amoxicillin, things like that. But what a lot of people are questioning is this blue bracelet. Now, like I was saying, for different hospitals in different states can mean different things, but the blue bracelet means something postpartum, like some type of postpartum problem. And postpartum means after birth, okay? So after you've given birth, some type of problem. We seen this post on somebody's video earlier that we literally just were swiping on YouTube, and came across this video and looked at it. And this person was talking about Katie Joy's post, and Katie Joy posted that this blue bracelet means that GYPSY has preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure, which can be very dangerous when you're in labor and giving birth and right after birth, because it can cause the mother to go into seizures or have kidney failure and just, things like that, all kinds of problems. But most of the time, with preeclampsia, it's during labor, and the risk is most of the risk is kind of over once the baby is out. That's why they will rush to get the baby out, whether you're fully dilated and they get you to push and they want you to quickly get the baby out naturally, or they rush you into an emergency C-section to get the baby out, because preeclampsia can be so dangerous. But that's not exactly true. The blue bracelet does not mean that GYPSY absolutely for a fact had preeclampsia. That's not true. Y'all can pause to read this full screen if you want to. But if you look up specifically, does a blue wristband in a hospital for a mother that's just given birth mean preeclampsia, it'll tell you, yes, a blue wristband on a new mother can signify potential postpartum problems like preeclampsia. But it can also mean stuff beyond just preeclampsia. The blue wristband is often used as a general alert to healthcare providers that the woman recently gave birth and may be at risk for various postpartum complications like hemorrhage, postpartum depression, deep vein thrombosis, or other issues requiring specific care depending on the hospital's protocol. If you look down here, it goes into it a little more with the blue wristband. Potential complications signaled. The blue wristband lets nurses, doctors, anybody that comes in there know that this woman has just given birth and she has some type of postpartum issue. And like this says, while preeclampsia is often associated with blue wristbands due to its severity, the bracelet can also indicate risks like postpartum hemorrhage, like I was just reading, infection, postpartum infection, and it could be a multitude of infections, a multitude of things, not necessarily bad things or, like severe infections. It can mean just any type of infections. But mental health issues like postpartum depression or psychosis, blood clots, which is deep vein thrombosis, and other complications. So it's just simply a protocol that hospitals use to show that, hey, this woman just gave birth and she's at risk, some type of postpartum risk. With everything that we know about GYPSY, it could absolutely mean, postpartum depression or psychosis. It could have meant preeclampsia as well. It could have meant both. I mean, we don't know. But that's what the blue hospital bracelet means in women that have just given birth. Some type of postpartum health issue. But with the dates, our little field trip we went on, and the dates that we gave y'all, the dates that we looked at according to what GYPSY said on July 9th, saying that she was 11 weeks pregnant, according to the date she gave birth, allegedly on December 28th, and the dates we gave you with when she left Ryan and when she allegedly slept with Ken for the first time and all of that, whose baby do y'all think this is? Who do y'all think the baby daddy is? Let's play that game. Who do y'all think the baby daddy is? Do y'all think that it could actually be Ken's? Do y'all think maybe she really was having an affair with Ken? while she was still living with Ryan before she separated from Ryan. Like, what do y'all think about all of that? And let us know in the comment section, because we're curious to know what all of you think. And as far as the hospital bracelets go, we hope that clears things up and that you all enjoyed this video and found it informative. And we will see y'all in the next one. We like this picture. I like it too. Well, we both, I mean, I like it, but we both liked it. But, I mean, it literally looks like she's telling Ken, like, get your hand off of me. For real. Like, get your hand off my fake baby bump. You might move it. Then people would know it's not real. And again, y'all, this is supposedly on Christmas Day, 3 days before she gave birth. But then, you know, there's that other picture we showed y'all in our previous video, the one right before this one, that shows her with a very flat stomach with the same sweater on, Ken in the same outfit, everything. But what do y'all think about this video? We hope y'all enjoyed it and found it informative, and we'll see y'all in the next one. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. All of the things, and we would greatly appreciate it so very much. Oh, and there was one thing we needed to say real quick. We seen in the comments a few videos ago, we weren't able to go back and find it. So, and I wasn't able to comment back, and hubby wasn't able to find it or comment back. But there was a person that commented, Happy New Year from your number 58 subscriber.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it was? Yeah, so anyway, we wanted to tell you happy New Year and everything. We truly appreciate that comment. We appreciated knowing that you were our 58th subscriber, because that wasn't that long ago. And it really keeps us humble and really, like, keeps us very appreciative of all of our subscribers. It truly does. And it makes us so thankful for all of you, really. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. And we'll see y'all in the next one. And we hope you have a good night and God bless.
Have a good night. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.